All right, so many of you have asked for it, so you've got it. I'm going to go into the very foundations of the questions that explore what do you mean we're in a prison planet? How did we get here in the first place? What did it used to be like, and what does it look like now? Many of the details of what I'm going to show you right now are from me connecting the dots over several years, over several different sources that connect into direct observations in the real world. So I am going to offer up some information that does conflict with other teachings that are out there right now, but unlike those other teachings, I'm going to tell you exactly how I got to them and exactly why I believe they are reflective of our current objective reality. And I'm also going to tell you how we can change it to what we want. In my opinion, we're going to start at the foundation basics, and we're going to keep it simple for as long as we can. So here we go. We have 3 different levels in our world right now, okay? Spirit, the etheric, and the physical. Spirit is what you can imagine is inside of us. This is the living essence that we are, okay? This is the occult fire that you hear about in magic books, okay? Magic is what I literally think of as the science of consciousness. The etheric realm is the realm, the connector that connects spirit and physical, so that spirit can move through the etheric and into the physical, all right? The etheric realm is what we know as water energy or occult energy. It's also called ether, orgone, prana, chi, and many other names. And then, of course, the physical is a square, and that is all forms of matter. So we have circle being spirit, a triangle, equilateral triangle being etheric, and a square being physical. Okay, in geometry, there is a way to do something called squaring the circle, all right? In geometry, this allows the structure of a circle to overlap directly over a square when the circumference of the circle is equal to the perimeter of the square. Okay, so when you square the circle, what it looks like is the square sticks out of it a little bit on the corners, and the circle overlaps it a little bit on the flat edges, all right? This concept of squaring the circle, therefore, should allow spirit, which is the circle, to connect directly into the physical, which is the square. However, our current reality, 3D world, along with everything living in it, the physical world, the square, right, cannot connect directly with spirit. Our physical world must rely on a connecting realm, the etheric realm. So this connects this with this. The etheric realm, represented by the triangle, can be represented as a bridge that connects the spiritual realm and the physical realm together, such as the rainbow bridge, a tunnel or a vortex, a train or train tracks, etc. Some form that represents a connection between 2 different places. The realm of spirit with the realm of physical. That's what the etheric does. Okay, so if you follow the natural structure, okay, of squaring the circle, this is how it was naturally made. This is how we were formed originally. We can see the physical, which is the square, becomes the octagram, which then produces the intended geometry angles of the etheric energetic compounds. So the original triangle, all right, so the square inside of the circle, right, becomes the octagram. What that just means is that you put another square over the top of it, so you have an octagram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And if you take one of these triangles inside of either of the squares, you get the natural etheric triangle. 1 90-degree corner and 2 45-degree corners. That, of course, makes sense because it's just half of the square. A square is 90 degrees on all sides. Of special note, the square that overlaps the circle has its corners sticking outside of the circle. All right, so when you square the circle, here's the circle, the squares, see how the corners are sticking out of the sides? That's important to know. However, when the second square is added to generate the octagram, all corners of the second square remain within the boundary lines of the circle. So if this was the original squaring the circle, when you add the second square to make the octagram, you can see that the second square falls inside completely of the circle, but this one falls without, and the squares have the same exact perimeter and size. Now, how on earth can that be? There are specific harmonic ratios that are required. Okay, harmonic ratios are measurements of the circle and the squares in relation to one another in order for the corners of the octagram to exhibit this phenomenon. Since this is how our world was originally created, this was where the fallen beings had to start out in order to distort the geometries and energies that would result in our current prison planet that was intentionally designed to recycle our spirit, which is our life force, to be used as food for the quote-unquote gods. How did they do this? We're going to go to part 2 for the next little section of this.